Good day. Despite its major popularity, Medal of Honor Allied Assault never got a direct sequel. Instead, the devs left and made their own Medal of Honor with aim down sights and scripting. And, ruined gaming forever with their later game, Call of Duty 4. So anyway, Medal of Honor did get 2 expansion packs, and today we're going to take a look at the first and the only one I played back in the early 2000s, Medal of Honor Spearhead.
Medal of Honor Spearhead was developed and published by the Great Demon Electronic Arts and was released on November 12, 2002 for the PC. In current year, you can get Medal of Honor Spearhead as part of the Medal of Honor War Chest on GOG. In order to play it on a modern PC, make sure to go to ModDB and download the Medal of Honor Community Launcher. That way you can play it in full graphics and in modern screen resolutions. You will also be able to play the game multiplayer as well, but as I am not a multiplayer gamer, I do not know how populated the servers are. So what we got here is a classic early 2000s first-person shooter. You carry all your weapons on you at one time, you have non-regenerative health, and while there are some turret segments to be found, they are a good challenge and are fun as the mainline shooting gameplay. And a call forward to the Treyarch CODs, there is a level where you get to control a T-34 tank, but since this game is from 2002, it's a little awkward, and riding a tank and holding a general's rank would get better as time went on. In this game's campaign, you play as Airborne Sergeant Jack Barnes, and you fight through some major Western and Eastern Front battles. Unlike in the first game, you never do any OSS stuff and are primarily supposed to be just a grunt. At least until the level where for some reason you fight alongside the glorious People's Soviet Union during the Battle of Berlin. In addition to this, you also fight alongside the bloody British on the night of D-Day. Despite fighting alongside some allies here and there, you'll primarily be fighting the game alone. And I prefer this as it makes the game much more personal and fun, and you don't always get all your bloody kills stolen by goddamn aimbots. The guns in this game are bloody perfection. I think you fight alongside the Brits and the Russians just so you can have an excuse to use all their sweet-ass guns. So when you fight with the Brits, you will get a number 4 Mark I Lee Enfield, and it's a bloody sexy rifle and hold 10 rounds of 303 Brit, and you even load the rifle with 2 5-round stripper clips. Since this is 02, you don't have aim down sights, but you can almost be an aimbot with this sweet honey. After playing this game, I lusted after one of these rifles for years, and finally in 2017, I picked me up a 1944 Matby, and it was better than I could have ever imagined. You then got the Plumber's Nightmare, the Sten Mark II. The Captain Prototype is modeled with a later model Sten, but only nerds like me give a crap about that. The Sten is likely going to be your best mate, since it's an autoloader and has good mag capacity and is great for close encounters. Lastly, you have the 455 Webley. As a kid, I totally wanted this revolver. It's a 6-shot top break, and while it's not that useful in general gameplay, it makes for that in style. Alas, as of 2025, I've not picked one up. In the first game, you could only melee with a pistol, but in Spearhead, you can now vertical butt stroke with wild abandon. Not really that useful, but I'm glad it's here. Next, you got the German weapons. In the base game, you could cheat them in, but the sounds were wrong. Here though, you get them during the latter half of the Battle of the Bulge. You got the Carbiner 98 Kurtz, a sexy and powerful bolt-action rifle. It's fine enough, but the MP40 is still gonna get a workout. The STG-44 shows up, but it's got really limited ammo, kinda like real life. The G43 shows up as a sniper rifle. In the real world, it's kind of a shite rifle, and it's not nearly accurate enough to be a sniper or DMR, but it's cool to have it in the game, and unlike in real life, it actually works. Lastly, you get the Walther P38, and it's a basic pistol. Not bad in the game or in real life. You get some American weapons, sans the M1 carbine, bloody haters. And the American weapons work as well as they did in the base game. So, at the end of the game, you get some sweet-ass mother Russian weapons. The PPSH-43, the best weapon in the game. And then you got the Mosin Nagant, aka the Moses Bagat, aka the Garbage Rod. It's not 100% accurate as the bolt is turned down, but it is an accurate rifle and is useful in certain areas. The SVT-40 is a rifle that in 2002 I had never even heard of, and it's kinda crap as a scoped rifle, which is very much like it was in real life. Finally, you get the shittiest service pistol ever, the Nagant Revolver. You know, I thought it was cool in 2002 because it reminded me of a cowboy revolver. Oh dear, gotta love that Russian ordnance. Sadly, the Tokarev TT-33 pistol does not make an appearance, likely since it would seem too much like the 1911. This expansion improves on what we saw in MOHAA. It does not feature any really annoying levels, and of course we don't get anything like that goddamn god-awful horrible Sniper's Alley. No bloody meat grinder D-Day level, just fun and straightforward shootouts with some great objectives to complete. Honestly, I feel like this game is a little more fun in some respects than that bloody base game, as it never punishes the player and just lets you get stuck in. The British levels are really bloody great and really gets the player hooked. The Battle of the Bulge levels are the hardest. You have to dodge arty fire and then hold the line against every bloody panzer on the Western Front. The Russian levels are way too short, and the tank battle at the end is really fun, but gets really finicky towards the end. Now graphically, this game still looks pretty damn good. This game uses the Quake 3 engine just like the previous game, and the humans look great. The guns are well detailed, and man, the animations are really high quality. The game goes for more epic moments, and these all are rendered in engine and look amazing. Performance, though, is kinda lacking. I remember throwing this game into my Dell PC back in the ye olde days and wondering why that frame rate was so bloody low. I thought it was my PC chugging. Sadly, that is not the case. You see, even in the space future, the game still has frame rate issues. I guess they were really pushing the engine to the limit and walking on the razor's edge, and we're trying to crash the gates of technical limitations. Sound in this game is perfection. All those sweet-ass guns sound distinct and badass. Just listen to the bloody number 4 Mark I.
Keep moving! Staggered formation, go!
I gotta take that to the range next time. Voice acting is pretty good. We get some VA work for the main character, and he narrates between missions. We will come back to that though. Music in the game is there, but I never paid it too much attention. So there is not much story in this game. It's passive, kinda. So in gameplay proper, you don't really have much story other than shoot bratwurst, but the game is more story-ish in framework. The British level has Captain Proto-Price, and he's pretty neat. Also, one little detail that's really cool is that if you shoot at these bratwursts manning an 88mm flak turret, they shoot it at you. Overkill much? The Brit level has a part where you sneak up on the Germans in a rowboat, and then you take down a German officer that tries to escape on a motorcycle. All cool stuff, and then you blow up a train. None of these missions are connected narratively, but there is a narrative that connects the missions. In between missions, Jack Barnes narrates his diary, and oh dear, Sergeant Barnes must have a theater background, cause oh crap, they are really bloody long and super melodramatic. Honestly, as a youth, I just skipped them, but as an adult, I listened to them, and while these intermission narrations are good, and the writing is pretty okay as well, and I see what they were going for, they just come off as a theater kid trying to impress his friends. The Battle of the Bulge had you first capturing some German supplies, then you gotta hold out against a nighttime attack, and then finally you gotta take and hold a town. It is the longest of the missions, but it's also the most generic of the missions. The Russian mission has you kind of, I guess, be an American liaison to the Red Army. You start up by having to go find an American plane that crashed in Berlin. Why was it there? Why would the Soviets let you go find it? PPSH-41. The end of the game kind of implies that Sergeant Barnes here kind of like saved the world and helped end the war, because he holds the strategic point until a bunch of bombers blow the crap out of the remaining bratwursts in Berlin. Story really wasn't the primary concern of Medal of Honor Spearhead, nor was story ever really the primary concern of any of the World War II games, because World War II is a story in and of itself. In Medal of Honor Spearhead, the best story by far was found in the British levels. I get the feeling that Infinity Ward ripped off the Captain Proto-Price character and the British Special Air Service as well, as we see a lot of that in the later Call of Duty games. Or it could have just been a case of simultaneous evolution. The British levels are by far the best part of the entire game, and it's the levels that I came back to the most way back in the ye olde days.
Oh man, is Medal of Honor Spearhead a fun experience. It takes everything that Medal of Honor Allied Assault did right and simply refines it. Now, if it's been a long time since you played this game, it's time to fire it up. And so, I am General Lotz, wishing you good COD Opposing Force and good Medal of Honor European Assault, or whatever makes you happy.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and please consider leaving a like or a comment, as the algorithm desires your soul. And I want to thank all those fans who have supported this channel, both past and present.